my surgery took about 5 years from the beginning to the point where, particularly, I'd had this piece of skin taken from my back and moved to here, which took 10 months in itself. I suppose the enormous change that I went through over those 5 years was to be, instead of a complete naive in dealing with medicine and surgeons and all the paraphernalia of nurses and operations and anesthesia, to being a complete expert on them. I knew absolutely everything there was to know about all this grafting and scarring and scar management and so on. And I was part of the team by then. I was no longer the kind of football that they kicked around. I think what's happened since this is the mid-70s, is that patients have become much, much more involved in their treatments, and rightly so. The information that is now available, which wasn't in my time, is so much more sophisticated. So you can go onto websites, you can understand by reading an awful lot about what your treatment, what your condition and so on is about. And also the skills of surgeons today have advanced massively. Microsurgery has enabled things to be done so much quicker, more successfully. Enormous improvements in infection control and nutrition and so on. So, the clinical process would have been achieved a lot quicker than happened in my day. The aesthetic results, they'd probably be a little bit better had I had this accident, in this year, as it were. But I think the most important thing that's happened in clinical practice is the awareness of the change that's been seen in clinical teams that has changed the surgeon from being the kind of the major general, a very military operation, to being much more a team player, so that in the multidisciplinary teams of today, the surgeon, the psychologist, the audiologist, the anesthesiologist and so on, they're all in this together. And I think that's incredibly healthy development. It doesn't happen all over the place, but that must be the way for the future, because then the patient feels that they're really able to communicate with people around the whole team rather than having to just deal with the surgeon.